Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video and welcome to round 2 of our NASCAR 25 career mode. Yes, of course we return this weekend heading west to Arizona and Phoenix Raceway. Of course, if you missed out on the video that went live yesterday, go back, check it out. We earned our ARCA drive, we went out to Daytona, some good hard racing, and we came P7 in the end, so I can't complain all too much as well. Of course, obviously, if you're watching this on the main Matt 2 and 2 channel, I will leave a link down in the description below to Matt 2 and 2 Oval Racing. That is going to be where the rest of this series is going to be going. Obviously, we're going to do today's race and then tomorrow's before all of the content will be going live exclusive on that channel. But already, actually, I've been posting up some extra videos as well, some fun little bits and pieces over there as well. But yeah, we head to Phoenix this weekend though. I've upped the race link to 25%. I kind of forgot, of course, in the ARCA series, the races are a fair bit shorter anyway. I kind of had in my head that, you know, I don't want to be doing a huge, like, Charlotte 600 or something like that too early on in this career mode as well. I've got some of the car repaired up though. You can see the body is at 100%, the chassis at 80, but the engine and suspension are a little bit worse for wear. So we're going to have to be managing that as we head through these next few races. I'm going to get a couple more races ticked off, and then I'm going to go through and change around some components inside the game as well in the not-too-distant future. But we need 25,000 reputation if I want to make it up to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Currently, I'm at 2,108, so I'm hoping, you know, throughout this 19-race season, we should be able to try and make our way slowly towards that next level. But yeah, feeling confident though. Phoenix, I really do love this place. It's a very, very weird oval, of course, with the dog leg and everything like that. But I'm ready to try and hit the track.
We're at Phoenix Raceway, and it's a perfect day here in the Valley of the Sun for heart-pounding, high-speed action on this challenging 1-mile oval. Buckle up, folks. It's time to feel the heat, hear the roar, and experience the thrill of NASCAR racing action.
I don't want these videos to be too long. I'd rather kind of do short and sweet. Kind of, you know, apart from like the big events, you know, like 25-minute races, or 25-minute videos, I should say, all things included. But yeah, if you're new to NASCAR, Phoenix is not really like any other track on the schedule. It's almost probably one of the closest we've got to like a road course in the Oval Series here, as trying to rotate our way through turn 4. Of course, the best thing about it though, and Formula 1 fans, track limits, you can go right down across the pit lane exit line towards the wall in towards turn 1. I maybe took too much out of it that time around there, as yeah, this often obviously is also the season finale, so you often get some rather dramatic races here towards the end of the campaign as well. But I feel like this is going to be a much more difficult track to obviously kind of learn and obviously get up to speed with. I'm trying to use third gear down through that final corner as well. But, you know, last time out we did really well in practice and then struggled a lot more in qualifying. Maybe today we can do the opposite and hopefully obviously try and get some good laps under my belt. I'm going to get some practice in though, just kind of learn where the grip is, everything like that, how much speed we can carry into the corners, and I'll probably just see you guys straight out for qualifying. Well, I must admit then, already I feel like we might have made a bit of a mistake last time out when I sorted out a few of the components, but not the engine. That seems to be like the most important bit when trying to get performance out of these cars. I mean, it's an American racing series. It's all about horsepower, isn't it? So I think this weekend is going to be about trying to get as much as we can out of it. 34th. Come the end of free practice. There's definitely a bit more speed in the machine, but clearly already, you know, budget and resource constraints becoming a factor, or just the fact I'm a bit of an idiot. Well, the team and the sponsors wanted to try and get a top 25 here in qualifying today, but you can hear, once you get up kind of through third gear, the car really struggles to start picking up revs right up towards the top end. Maybe it was just we down-tuned the engine for qualifying, but honestly, I'm not particularly optimistic. I think we're just going to be in for quite a tough race here out in Phoenix, and obviously after Daytona, which is kind of one of the great equalizers, isn't it? I think, yeah, we're in for a much tougher event this time out. Let's try to get the car rotated through turn 4, give us the biggest speed we possibly can, but we're going to take the line of least resistance down in towards turn 1 there. Cut the dog leg as much as I can to try and carry the speed through, and then roll the car in through turn 3 and turn 4 there. Try and cycle it down into third gear through the exit. And then get on that loud pedal again. We haven't really maximised the exit, though, of turn 3 there. So, I mean, it's all about trying to be as smooth as you can, but carrying big amounts of speed there. Rotate the car through, try and give ourselves the most revs we possibly can. Cut back down on the inside there. 31.5. Better than we did in practice, but still only 30th on the grid, ready for the race. It is William Sawalich, though, that will be on pole position there, just ahead of Brendan Queen and Tyler Reid. For Lawless Allen in 4th, just ahead of LeVar Scott as well. But yeah, a very, very spread out grid here as we head into race 2. And clearly, yeah, we need some horsepower.
Let's go trackside now for the command to start this ARCA Menard Series race. Drivers, start your engines!
Well, here we are then, under the floodlights here at Phoenix Raceway. Looking forward to this one, 38 laps ahead of us. So immediately we get a little bit thrown off there on the start of this race. But let's just see what we can do then, nice and early on. Want to try and take these first few laps to try and settle down and get into a good race stint. Now, I'm probably not going to run stage races throughout this first season in ARCA, but I will put up a poll later on this season as to whether it's something that you guys want to see ready for next season. But I think 25% races works quite nicely here. It kind of gives us enough opportunity to get a good run going and everything like that. And obviously, hopefully as well, will obviously allow the racing to hopefully kind of reach a bit more of a natural ebb and flow there, as already making contact with Tim Richmond down through those first couple of corners. But yeah, this is going to be a race where, you know, we've just got to try and survive everything like that. I need to make sure I up the cautions as well, because obviously we had that big wreck at Daytona last time out, but nothing really ever came of it. So it'd be nice, obviously, if we got some cautions, if we got some restarts, everything like that there. As you can see, Tim Richmond as well, I think, struggling a little bit with the ponies here. So we will try and dive down the inside of that dog leg. Bit of a shame that the AI aren't really using it as well. You can see Richmond there really trying to fight this around the outside. We'll kind of wash up towards him a little bit. Obviously, Phoenix is a rather flat oval as well, so you have got to be careful with it. But yeah, we were going up against some very, very quick cars in practice. They were just driving off of turn 3 there against myself. Now you can see definitely up against guys that are a bit more kind of similar to our speed. We are able to maintain good momentum. I don't think we're struggling to get off of the corners too badly at all. It is just the raw horsepower. You can see at the top end, Blake Lothian there just getting a little bit of a run away from me. So all we can really do is kind of try and hug the best line we possibly can, be smooth with it, maximise the runs off of corner exit, and just obviously kind of try and cut the dog leg as best as possible to give myself, you know, the best run we possibly can. I need a top 25 here for the sponsors as well, so we really do need to try and get the elbows out and push our way through as best as we can as well. You can see that dog leg, it does help you out a little bit as we just about pull alongside Blake there down in towards turn 3. But yeah, just not really able to maximise the run. And I mean, the 18 is already over half a lap ahead of me. We could end up going a lap down in this race as well there, as can we try and potentially have a bit of a dive. This is kind of a proper braking zone through turn 4 there, but Blake again firmly trying to hang on, and, you know, more than happy to kind of throw a bit of a block there as we try and go again down the inside through the dog leg. But you can just see the amount of speed he's able to carry off of the corner. Can we go below the apron? You are allowed to do that here at Phoenix, and immediately we're going to maybe make myself a bit of an enemy there down the inside of Blake Lothian. I think lap 6 is probably a bit earlier than I think most people would try and go for that kind of move. But, you know, we've got to try and make an impression here. Even if we're running down, you know, kind of battling for 30th spot, we've still got to obviously try and get ourselves in everybody's eyes and make a bit of a name for ourselves as well there. As I think, yeah, once we kind of get past the car, as long as we're not going wheel to wheel, you just lose so much time by going side by side here through the early part of the stint. And you can just see as obviously the car's spread out more and more up towards the front of the order here. It's still stuck behind David Smith. So we just need to try and hit our laps. Well, where we seem to gain most of our time then around this lap is through turn 4, as we try and get a run back around towards the start-finish line here. closing in slowly but surely on David Smith, maybe using the slipstream as well to really try and help us out. But I think if we get some, obviously, cars lapping us, then hopefully, obviously, that's going to kind of shuffle the pack around a bit, maybe cost some guys a bit more time than others. We're only on lap 10, and you can see that 18 car, sorry, even starting to close back in on me. He's already out onto the back stretch as well, but yeah, got to try and maximise the run here against David Smith as well, as we will dive to the inside through that dog leg once more. Seems to be my favourite party trick early on in this race, as we'll try and really squeeze him up towards the wall or through the corner, or just trying to maintain the momentum as best as I can. I kind of square away the apex there, go for a bit more of a traditional Formula 1 line as we try and maximise the run off the corner. Up to 29th, I can see 25th there, a little way up the road. But I think, yeah, we're going to deal with lap traffic first of all there, as you can use that camber through that corner just to gain a little bit more. But I think unless you're basically going to be wheel to wheel with someone, I don't actually think cutting the dog leg helps too much, as we just skim the wall there. It's a really odd track of kind of where you can find time and where you can't. Pretty certain then that is the 18 of Sir Wallet then that he's closing in on us. I think in fact now he might be the car directly behind me. Again, for my Formula 1 friends, there are no blue flags in NASCAR. He will have to try and fight his way around us if he wants to find a way around me here. And I'm not going to try and hold him up too much, because it'll only end up costing us time as well. But I'm hoping, of course, it can work in our favour, that maybe we can get a run on Brad Smith as well. As, I mean, look how quick he is. In that Toyota Camry, to the outside he'll go. And I mean, that goes to show you the horsepower difference, as William Savolich there just dog walks me down through that back straight. He's now going to start getting in the way of some of these other guys there, as Brad Smith trying just to hold firm and hold stable. But the 18 car is flying along at the moment, as it is very, very tricky for these guys to obviously try and find a way through. I mean, they could even be tempted to move us. I mean, look how much grip they've got. The 23 there, Tyler Reef, just again able to hug that apex as best as possible. As well, someone there trying to have a look a bit to the outside of us. I mean, how have they got that much speed? You literally saw him there. We were flat to the floor on the throttle, and it's not working for us. As Tyler Reef cuts through the middle, and we're suddenly going to be able to get a run on at least one of these guys there. We'll try and get past as well through the dog leg once more. And I think, yeah, there we go. So we've made up one spot there, as Brad Smith in the 48 still tries to hang around my outside. And again, we were just trying to fend from him. It's quite difficult to work out who kind of we're actually battling with there, as there goes Lawless Allen up in third spot at the moment. Are we going to get another one? Yep, this is definitely not a battle for position. The amount of speed he was able to carry down into that final corner. But yeah, this should give you an idea as to just how important, clearly, sorting out the engine is in these cars. And I probably should have thought about it a bit more, because obviously you do have to rely on the power a bit more around this circuit, because obviously there are bigger kind of power zones, if you will. You know, we probably should have prioritised that over maybe like the chassis or the aerodynamics as well on the car, as Amber Balkan just struggling a little bit in front of us now. I mean, we're up to 27th. We're only 2 spots out from where I need to be as we cross over half distance in this race. And even though we're struggling, this is still hilarious fun. We're trying to keep focusing on that car in front of us, but also, of course, we've got more and more guys trying to find a way further behind. You can see there, that is, I believe, the number 15. Not too sure who that is. Through that second corner, but he's going to get to my outside there, and we've got to allow him to run. Like I said, there's no real point holding this up, as that is Patrick Staropoli. So can we try and get a run on Amber then through that final corner? The 22 car really beginning to struggle, and look at that, having to compromise their own run to make sure they didn't put Patrick in the wall. We will again cut that dog leg as best as I can. We are just about alongside there as well. We're going to run again another driver up the racetrack. The 55 there of Isabella Robusto will get to the inside and sense the opportunity and immediately make the move happen as well. I've got to stop bumping and bashing with people, because obviously we'll be doing more and more damage to the car. But hopefully we're going to do a lot less than what I did at Daytona. I mean, I'm happy that we walked away with the car from Daytona, because often you can pretty much just immediately kiss goodbye to that chassis as well there. But I don't know where 25th spot is. I think they're just up the road still struggling, as LeVar Scott will make the move happen as well. But I think if you nail it, if we've got the power, if we've got a fully working car, you probably want to leave it in 4th gear here around the entirety of the lap, maybe with the exception of this final corner. But this seems to be where we're really strong. Get it down to 3rd nice and early, and then carry the speed off of the turn, as there is Takuma Koga just in front of us. So this is the spot we need to finish him. To try and make sure, of course, that we keep the sponsors happy. He's signing on new sponsors this weekend. So we want to try and immediately start getting the results, getting the reputation that we need. That even if we do struggle this season, that obviously we can still try and move up to the Craftsman Truck Series. I'm not too worried about winning, a load of the Junior Series or anything like that. I would ideally, obviously, try and make our way to the top series as soon as we can. But of course, I'm also not going to rush myself. If I genuinely don't feel like I've got the skill still in this game, then I won't try and push for moves that we probably don't deserve. The last thing I want to be called is a Nepo baby inside this series. There is Cole Raz, again, splitting the middle there, as we will try and move up into that all-important 25th spot. Got to obviously try and keep the championship points rolling in as well. Really to be doing that, we want to be trying to get top 10s week in and week out. Not 25th there. If this does just end up being, though, one of the worst races of the season, then I'm not going to complain about it. So I think that was the 71 car almost turning me there off of turn 1 and turn 2, as you can see. Although we are struggling, we're definitely not struggling as badly as some of these guys. So I think is that Monica? I think I just read in front of us as well. Sorry, Becca Monopoly? Becca Monopoly? Does she know the board game owner? I don't know. I know that's why it's not called Monopoly as well there, but yeah, I'm just trying to obviously pick off cars as best as I can, but it seems like we're kind of in a bit of a weird spot now, where most of the cars around us were either lapping or we're getting lapped by. So, whoa, sorry, I don't know who that was, but I almost just turned myself across their nose, and I'm sure I probably made myself an enemy in the process here as well. This is all getting a little bit argy-bargy late on in the night, as we will try and make another move happen, make sure we give cars room either side of us. But yeah, it's a little bit tough at the moment, as we've already been lapped by 10th. But yeah, through turn 4 even, seem to be able to maintain good momentum there, as getting a little bit of aero wash off of the car in front. That dirty air can be absolutely brutal. Well, Michael Maples then just in front of us there, as we've got to try and find a way around Brian Clubb with 10 to go here from Phoenix. I feel like we're basically trying to maximise everything sensibly I can get out of this car, but it goes to show the advantage that some of these guys have over us there, as trying to go the long way around. As yeah, Brian, I think really struggling in that car at the moment. Things not looking too good for him. So a bit of damage there maybe picked up, as Andy Jalkowak will make his way through. I'm sure I'm butchering his name horrendously badly. Just starting to see a few more cars beginning to struggle here late on in the day. Maybe getting through some more of their tyres there, as Caleb Costner just up in front as well. But I think that car on the outside is our rival at the moment. He's 24th spot. Of course, happy if we can just bag the top 25 that I need. But, we could come to the end of the season if we can get a good run of races going. We could maybe be in the championship threat. But honestly, at the moment, I'm not too sure about that. It's trying to go the long way around Michael Maples in that 99. We try and get around him. He's going to give me a good old squeeze towards the wall. Good hard racing here, but in towards turn 3 and turn 4. Hopefully we're going to be able to find a way around the outside there. No grip though up at the top of the hill. As again, you're just going to see there we kind of meet again off the corner, bump in and bash him as we start lap 31 and 38 there, and you can see how much of a run he's able to get on me. So we will dive to the inside, right down towards the pit wall this time round though. This is surely not the line I wanted. As we're going to bump and bash there, sliding the car around off the exit of the corner there, and maybe now making a real enemy out of Michael Maples late on in this race. Don't know if we picked up any damage from that one. It was a fairly sizable whack, but now we're kind of stuck behind him again. Hopefully we can study his lines in these final laps here and try and go for a move somewhere. You can bump and run. It is NASCAR after all, stock car racing. You get these good aggressive fights as well, but as long as you maintain the respect between yourself and your rivals, which to be fair is something that maybe in the lower series there might need to be a little bit more of at the moment. And well, to be fair, I'm not going to try and claim myself to be a particularly clean racer so far in this one. But hopefully, I've not made myself too many enemies there as the 95 Hunter Wright really beginning to struggle. And I'm hoping now that Michael is going to get a little bit caught up behind him. As again, just trying to take that line through the dogleg, making moves happen as best as I can. So we 3 wide there. Yes, we are. Apologies. So I just seem to be drifting up slightly through that corner, but that might be the last spot we can really make here. I don't know whether the car in front is another one that we are battling for position. No, that's Jake Bollman then. That is also really beginning to struggle. Big dives coming in with just 3 laps remaining. So, of course, obviously, I think the leader, well, he's almost about to lap us twice, so we're not quite at the white flag just yet. Oh, no, I'm getting turned. Come on, I completely forgot the AI obviously won't cut the dog leg the same way I will there, and I almost, again, wrecked myself off of someone else's nose. So I'm sure when we head back to the media, there are going to be a few unhappy people about my driving standards here. But the 18 there of Sawolic coming back up behind us here with 1 more to go. Well, he's already on his white flag lap, isn't he? Through the final corner. It is going to be William Sawolic that will take the victory here in Phoenix tonight. White flag is now out in the air, sponsored by Credit One Bank. And, well, to be honest, I'm happy that we've been able to lap a few cars as well. I feel like the big limiting factor tonight has been horsepower. I feel apart from that, I probably would have had the speed in the car to really maximise and get a much better result than we have done. But as we make our way down in towards the final corner, another car basically pushing me along now at this stage of the race. Don't get on that apron, it really does cost you speed. Out of the final corner, P24 here at Phoenix. It's not fantastic, but honestly, we met our goals, and I think given the limitations, it was all we could do. And taking a look then at our final results, yep, like we said, Williams and Wallace, they're dominating that one. 1.5 seconds clear of Tyler Reef come the checkered flag, but it was really only your top 3 that ever got a look in. Lawless Allen in a bit of no man's land in 4th, just ahead of LeVar Scott, Isabella Robusto, and Patrick Staropoli there in 7th. Carl Keller, Cole Raz, and Isaac Kitzmiller inside your top 10. Where was our winner from last week? I'm trying to remember his name off the top of my head. Was he right towards the rear of the field? I can't quite remember, all things considered there. But happy with the result we were able to get today. Let's head back, though, to the... Well, we'll take a look at what other people are saying first. We'll head back to the garage. So there we go, earning ourselves some rep as well, which is obviously exactly what we need here as well. As Williams Zawadic there breaks away at Phoenix. He's won the General Tyre 150 after a sensational drive. The driver of the 18 car put on the masterclass of precision and hold up multiple cars threatening to overtake. But that is apparently all we got from social media this weekend. There we go. We earn a little bit of money into our pockets as well. $3,500 just under there as well. So you can see, yeah, we definitely took a fair amount out of the car. And the engine is badly worn at this stage at the moment. So we need to try and get those all sorted before we head to Bristol next week out as well then. But you can see we've unlocked a load more kind of information inside the game. Of course, we've got our seasonal stats, everything like that. My lifetime stats as well inside the game. And of course, you can see obviously where everybody else is doing at the moment there. But yeah, we've got some lifetime profits as well. We've got everything like that. We're going to go get the car all fixed up. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure, like I said in the intro, leave a like, get yourself subscribed, and we'll be back tomorrow out at Bristol. That one is going to be a wild old dogfight.